Today we're talking about organizing Obsidian with workspaces and bookmarks. This is going to be a short video. I just want to share with you my thinking surrounding how to organize your system a little bit better. And the first thing that we're going to look at is the problem. What problem are we trying to solve, and how does workspaces and bookmarks solve it? I want to highlight the three golden pillars of PKM. This is what I believe makes up a good personal knowledge management system. If you tick these three boxes, you have a good personal knowledge management system. The first pillar is capture, the second pillar is retrieve, and the third one is reemerge or serendipity. In order to get information into your personal knowledge management system, it's easy, but you need to have a structured approach. Otherwise, you won't be able to retrieve the information. Just a little bit of setup and thinking necessary in order for you to effectively retrieve your information. Now, this is where workspaces and bookmarks come into play. They allow for you to retrieve your notes and your ideas a little bit easier. So they mainly touch on the second pillar, retrieve. Now, there's three areas in which they help us, and this is efficient access to information. Bookmarks specifically helps us to quickly access frequently used notes or resources. And originally we had to do it with a folder structure, but these folder structures are changes that happens at the physical place where you save your notes. So think about this folder structure in Google Drive. You'll have a folder called Plus and Journal and Notes and Templates. And if you want to organize it here, it gets a little bit messy because sometimes you're not sure where to put a note. Now, bookmarks, they don't change any of the physical layer. They are just a view on top of it. So think about bookmarks being able to organize your information as if you're creating folders, but it's not creating folders, which makes it beautiful. So we'll explore that a little bit later. Next one is contextual focus. And this is where I think workspaces really comes into play. And it allows you to open up different contexts. So let's say you have three projects that you're working on. Project A, Project B, and Project C. What workspaces allow you to do is to click a button and open up all the tabs and links and notes relevant only to Project A. And let's say there's a client that walks into your office, and the client is part of the Project B that you have. You click a button, it closes all the Project A notes and links and files, and it opens all the notes and things, workspaces that you need for Project B. So it just allows for that rapid switching without losing your tabs and things that you have open. Both bookmarks and workspaces allows for a more structured workflow. So we're going to talk about their functionality a little bit more. We're going to run through a couple of examples. But all in all, they just giving you some extra functionality. Without these, you can definitely have an effective personal knowledge management system. But with these, they just give a little bit more spice. They make retrieving and using your vault, retrieving notes a little bit easier, and context switching way easier. It just allows for a more smooth PKM experience. If we go back, we can see why bookmarks are useful and why workspaces are useful. These two notes are just notes where I listed a couple of more examples on why we want to use bookmarks and why we want to use workspaces. Let's go to bookmarks first. They allow for a custom view of our notes, folders, and searches. Yes, searches. So if you go to this little search icon, which we'll go through a couple of examples again, not in my personal vault, you can see that you can save searches, you can save folders, so that, let's say this is a folder that you want to save. Well, let's go in here. So let's say you only want to see, or you want quick access to the 2024 month 10 folder, meaning October 2024. You can right click and go to bookmarks. And then when you have this bookmark in your bookmark pane, you can just click it, and then it automatically opens up this whole file hierarchy to where you want to be, instead of clicking, and clicking. That's one functionality which I found quite useful if you're using a specific folder location often. You can see that you have better structure without altering your data. And again, this is just bookmarks being a view built on top of your notes. It doesn't change any physical location. Thirdly, it adds an extra layer of organization. So you can use MOCs, you can use home pages, you can use folder structures, and then on top of that, you can use bookmarks. They don't influence anything else. And lastly, flexible folder structure. It's just a flexible folder system. And it doesn't modify anything else. So you can add, delete it. It doesn't influence any of your notes, which is wonderful. Let's jump back to Workspaces. Why would we want to use Workspaces? Why is Workspaces useful in Obsidian? As we spoke about earlier, it allows for rapid context switching. I have a little bit of an example here. Let's say you're working with a client and you create a workspace, meaning an Obsidian with all the necessary tabs related to that client. You can save all of those open workspaces and all of those open notes. And then when the client walks in to your office, you can just click a button and it will open up all necessary notes and close down all the other tabs. Now, this is quite nice. Another way that I would like to explain it is thinking about multiple desks for different focus areas. Let's say you have a project A desk, and when you click on it, it's like you are standing up and you are moving to a physical desk in your house or office, and there's a computer, screens with all the different tabs and links and notes open for you to do only work related to project A. But now the workday is done. You're now moving to the journaling desk. So you stand up and you physically go to a physical desk called journaling desk. And there you have all your journals open on the specific day. It has all the links, all your reflections, all your logs of meditation and reflection that you need to do. So you can think of it as you moving between these desks. And I have two more. So creative desks. This is where you want to be filled with inspiration, brainstorming ideas. And then we have trip desk. Let's say you like traveling. This is a desk dedicated for travel information. So you will open up your travel MOC, the latest project that you're working on, Italy trip 2024, New Year's trip 2024-2025. So you can just click a button and it's as if you are standing up and going to that physical desk. I hope this is a nice way to explain it. And of course, we're going to go into a more practical example. Using bookmarks in Obsidian. This is a link that I'll share. I'll probably put it on my website so you can read a little bit more about it. But the bookmark functionality. So bookmarks, they are activated for you already. I don't think you need to activate anything, but I guess you can go to settings. You can go to core plugins and just make sure that bookmarks are included. And you don't even have the options. So there we go, bookmarks. So just make sure that this is activated. Then you should see a little ribbon at the top, which I'm not going to click. I'm going to go to the demo vault first before I click on this, because I have some personal notes, you know. I want to give away all my secrets, give away my identity. Bookmark functionality. You can open up the bookmarks by pressing Command P. So Command P and clicking bookmarks. And these are the functions that you have. So you can either bookmark, show bookmarks, bookmark all tabs, bookmark current search. So this note just runs through these three. So for the first one, you can search for bookmarks. And this will just give you option to see all your bookmarks, and it would essentially take you to your bookmarks tab. And you can see I'm just playing around. So this is definitely not my final version of bookmarks. And yeah, so here we have, the first one is search for bookmarks. Okay, and then the different options that we have is bookmark. So this would take the current page that you're on and it would bookmark this current page. And I might as well just show you how to use it. So you can either right click at the top and click on bookmark somewhere here, and then check on the left hand side panel. Well, this first comes up. If you don't click which folder, bookmark folder it needs to be in, you can just click save and then it pops up here. And now when you navigate away, say to my project file, and I click here, it automatically takes me to that bookmark. So it's just easy way to find notes again. To remove it, we can just remove it. See, it doesn't do anything. So removing stuff here, it means nothing. Just helps you with navigation. Show bookmarks. If you click on this show bookmarks, it's just going to take you to this little tab. Bookmark all tabs. This will take note of all the bookmarks, well, all the pages, all the tabs that you have open, and save this as a collection. So let's go with bookmarks, bookmark all tabs, and here you can give a name. If you don't give a name, it's just going to take that date and time, so save. And you can see it bookmarked, timestamp bookmarked all of your notes. And that's quite cool, because then you can see at this specific time I had these tabs open. So if you quickly want to switch to something else, you just bookmark all tabs, and then you can come back to it. It's quite nice. And let's close this one off. Bookmark current search. That's quite nice. You just go to search, and whatever you search, you can bookmark. Bookmark under cursor. Yeah, I think I'll run through them in the other vault. Bookmark under cursor. This is an interesting one. It allows you to bookmark headings. And I haven't fully figured out how to use it, but let's say we want to bookmark these sources that I have. I didn't want this. Let's just say I'm here. This was the intro to bookmark, and I want to have a bookmark to the sources heading. So let's just delete this. What I can do is Command P and type in bookmarks and bookmark block under cursor. And I'm just going to keep the title the same. You can see it adds this little piece of hashtag caret A7, A4, and that's a unique reference. And I'm still researching how exactly the unique references work, but let's just say save. And here you can see that I was here with my cursor, and it created a block reference just on the parent side. So this is what it refers to. So if I click away, let's say here, and I click here, it takes me to that part. Now, another thing that you can do is you can reference to headings. So this is the one I spoke about just previously. Let's say I want this whole block to be referenced. I think if you click here and you press Command P and bookmarks, heading under cursor, and you just save, you can see that it has different icons as well. So let's say I go to a blank page and I click on this. You can see it highlights this whole block. I think that's pretty cool. Let's say this is something that you want to come back to later. You can save it under a bookmark folder, which again doesn't really mean anything. If you delete it here, nothing else gets deleted. And added functionality. You can save graph view searches. So let's say Command P and open graph view. Here you can do filters, and let's say you want to search for a specific tag called to cook. Why not? What you can do is bookmark current search, and that doesn't work. But what you can do is you can right click here. Okay, because it's additional functionality. So this is not something in the functions that you can get. So you need to right click on the graph and click bookmark. And you just say this is to cook pages, something like that. And then it just pops up here and you can see it has this little graph view, which I think is pretty cute. So if you close it and we open up a blank page and we click here, it automatically goes and implements that action to cook filter. So in the graph view, let's say you're looking for all your source nodes. And then it should give you all your nodes that have the type source node. So here we have one, Tony Romella, which I'm trying to explore as sequencing nodes and ZTL techniques, which I think has huge potential. Well, it's my little peanut brain, still trying to figure it out. And yeah, so these are nodes that have the type source node in it. And yeah, I guess that's one way that you can save this view. So let's say you want to save this view. You just right click on the graph view itself and say source nodes. And now if you click away from it, and you click here, you can click on source notes, and then it pops up that tags. And I think that's pretty cool. I like it. And the last one is save folders, so you can save entire folders, which is pretty cool. Let's say templates is one that let's say templates and this log templates that you want to quickly access. You can, if you click on that, you're going to bookmark that file. So let's say you want to bookmark this folder. Click bookmark and you say log templates, that's fine. Now if you go here, you can see that this has a little folder icon and you can use it. But you can also just move, you can create a new folder, bookmark folder here. Bookmark folder example or exemplar. And if you go back to bookmarks, you can move this guy in here and this guy in here and this guy in here. So you have endless ways to just structure the way you want to use bookmarks. And now if you click on log templates, it takes you to your folder structure exactly there where you want it to be. And that's quite cool. That's it for bookmarks. For workspaces in Obsidian, this is something that you have to go access and activate. And if you go to core plugins, scroll all the way to the bottom, workspaces should be here. Just make sure you activate it. And here we have commands that we can use. So if you type in Command P, and here we can see we have 4 functions that we can use, 4 commands that we can use related to workspaces. We can save the current view, the current tab as a workspace. We can load workspaces that we already saved. We can click on Manage Workspace Layout, or we can save the current one and open another layout. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. There's an article on load, save, and delete. Not that important. Let's go to our evergreen and play around a little bit. How to use workspaces. Let's say we want to have Obsidian articles workspaces, and here we have all our articles open. So we have our home notes, and let's say we want this one. So let's say this is our workspace. We want to go to our article desk. Let's say Command P, type in workspaces, and we haven't activated it yet in this vault. So let's go to settings, core plugins, all the way down to workspaces, activate it, and we're set to go. You can see that this little icon pops up, manage workspace layout, so you can either click here, or you can use the functions Command P, workspaces. We can save the current layout. So let's say we want to save this current layout. So this is our articles workspace. And we can see we've got one that we can now load. Let's close this and even close this guy. Now if we want to load a workspace, we need to go to the left hand side, click and say load, or we can say Command P, load workspace, workspaces, load workspace layout, and we can choose from the drop down menu. Yeah. You can see it adds pinned notes as well. So in a workspace, you can pin notes. So each workspace will have its different pinnings. So pinned notes don't stay constant when you switch between workspaces. It's workspace specific. Think of a pin that you have between the 2 desks, the physical desks example that we spoke about. Let's say you have a journaling desk and a work desk. That pin doesn't automatically get transferred between the 2 desks. So let's create another one. Let's say we have a specific project. Let's see what projects do we have. We have no projects. Let's say we want to open up our work desk, in quotes, to continue with this metaphor. So for the work desk, we want the project to be open, and we want the tasks to be open, and meetings as well. Why not? So this is our second desk. So Command P, workspaces, workspace, save layout. And we accidentally clicked on articles. Well, the way this works is what I just did is I said workspaces. If you save the layout, it's going to save it to the last workspace that you created. So that was an incorrect thing of me to do. So what I want to do is I want to load manage workspace layout and create a new one. So the third option, manage workspace layouts. Here we want to create a workspace and save it. Then we want to go back to our articles one and reload the articles that we had. So let's just close everything and type home. Let's pin that. Let's type let's type our ledger, which we also want. And let's call this workspace. Workspace, meaning manage workspace layouts. Let's call this one home workspace. And let's go back to the articles one. And this is our article. So let's open articele, Obsidian articles. And let's open the article that we were busy with. So let's say we're working on this using workspaces and putting it on in Obsidian. It's a little bit outdated. I'll update this one. These are the two that we want for this workspace. So now we can Command P, workspaces, and we can save this layout. The last workspace that we opened up was the articles workspace. So if we click on this, we should see at the top right corner, article workspace saved correctly or something like that. Here we can see articles workspace successfully saved. Now you can rapidly switch between the different contexts. I want to load my home workspace. Now I want to work on my article. Let's quickly click it and it changes everything quite nicely. I wonder, let's close this and workspace save. If I save this layout, will it change these side icons as well? That would be interesting. And it does. Okay, so that means that you can have different things at the right hand side and like last modified and tabs all pinned in different ways. That's awesome. So let's say close. This is a calendar that you would like to see when you open up your meetings, but when you go to your articles, you don't want to see this. So let's just quickly save and load another layout. And let's go to the article workspace. As if an article workspace, we don't want to see the home and the last modified, and we would like to see the tags for some reason. No, the structure of the headings. So let's unpin this and close it. Let's unpin this and close this. Now we have a more simplified workspace. And let's save this. Save workspace. That doesn't work. Workspace, save layout. Yes, save layout. So let's switch between different workspaces. Work, everything pops up. If we go to articles, oh, that's beautiful. That's quite nice. I like that. Right. So the workspaces, let's see if there's anything else that we missed. These are the options available to you. I think it's pretty clear on how to use it. You can use as many workspaces as you want. I think it's a great way to context switch. Let's go to bookmarks again. For bookmarks, the way I use it, let's say in the work context. So let's go to the workspace. In a work context, I use this as kind of an MOC, because I don't always want to create an MOC or a note for links to different things. But usually I'll have something like this, which is admin links And then in here, you would have notes related to your timesheets. So then it'll have a note for timesheet submission. And then you'll have useful links. So let's say using ChatGPT at your work, that is controlled by the, let's say, the organizational. What am I saying? Oh, sorry, it's a little bit late. What I'm trying to say is quick links to software and tools that you use. You can have a note that you just put it here. And I'm not doing a very good job of explaining how to use this. Let's say admin links. Let's say this is tasks. Let's say you just want a quick way to find your tasks. And this is what you can do. You can create a task folder. You don't have to, but you can. I just like the organization of it. And bookmark it and task. That's fine. And let's save it under tasks. Now that's just another quick way of quickly going to your tasks. We have this homepage here, which technically does the same, but I feel that this is a cleaner way of doing it because this is not a physical note that's being changed, but this is. Let's say all notes. Let's say you want to search for something. So hashtag daily type daily note. This is a search which is going to return all your daily notes. What's cool is you can right click at the top. No, you can't. I lied to you. You can't right click. There we go. You can click on this little 3 dots. I click on bookmark, or you can click Command P, bookmark, and you can say bookmark current search. So that would bookmark this current search. So doop. And daily note, that's fine. And let's just save it anyway. And let's say we are on tasks. We're looking at all our tasks and we quickly want to check this tag. This tag could be anything. But on joke, a cool joke that you want to revisit. You can just click it and it automatically goes to your search and it searches for that. Now let's say you use a certain folder a lot. Let's say you want, for some reason, you want your Scally Draw folder. This is just one of the drawing tools in Obsidian. Let's just say for some reason you want to access this folder a lot. Right click, bookmark, and save. Now if you go to bookmarks, you can see that there's a folder, and when you click it, it goes to your folder and it opens it up. So let me just show you. If I close everything and I go to bookmarks and I click on this, you can see it opens everything up, which is quite nice. So that's that. Obviously the graph view that I showed you earlier, I'm not going to go through that again. Let's see what else. The way that I would use this and the way I'm using it at my current project, I have admin links, I have software that I use often, basically folders. And what's cool is you can create little icons here as well, which is quite nice. Link. I find it quite pleasant. So let's say I need to do my timesheets, or I quickly need to find out a specific note that I reference a lot. Let's say I'm learning a new concept about logical data models, and I know I'm going to be referencing it quite a bit. I can just go here to useful notes and create a new folder, and I can change this bookmark as I wish. This whole panel is so flexible and you don't need to think too deeply about changing it, because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change your folder structure. It doesn't change any notes. It's just an added layer. And that does give me a little bit more freedom to just play around with how I want to access my notes instead of sticking to an MOC-like page, which I feel is, I don't know, it's quite rigid and I don't want to necessarily change it that often. And again, this just allows for another way to retrieve notes. You can still use this in combination with MOCs, in combination with just normal notes, in combination with workspaces. It's just an added layer. If I go back, let's see what else. That's pretty much it. A quick note before we go, I offer one-on-one consulting. So if you go to my website, Construct by D, you can contact me for one-on-one consulting. So if we go to the services page, it's at the top where you can see you can buy demo vaults, Obsidian Work Vault, Daily to Yearly Rollup Vault, and Obsidian Evergreen Vault. A lot of questions. What is in the Evergreen Vault is basically a combination of the two. So this vault hosts the functionality of the Work Vault combined with basically journaling capabilities of the Daily to Yearly, and also some theory. Then if you scroll down, you can see consulting services. The basic version is a 1-hour consulting session. I normally offer this to people that have some grasp of Obsidian, and I help them with very specific things that they want to build out. And the topics that we normally cover is methodologies, daily notes first methodology, logredes methodology, tag structure, project management, task management, note-taking and learning, and even helping people come to grasp data view, the query language that we use in Obsidian. What I found most valuable in order for my clients to build out their PKM is about 4 sessions. In 4 sessions, we can cover most of the use cases. So if you are a chef, we build out a chef workflow. If you are a consultant, we build out a consultant workflow. If you are studying to become a trader, we build out a trading workflow. So the intermediate is basically just 4 sessions that you can buy. Advanced is 8. And then I also have monthly subscription packages, which I think is where you can get the most benefit because every week you have a session with me. Now, if you want to speed up your PKM, speed up your whole process of learning, going through this difficult journey, because I know how difficult it is, consider signing up for some consulting services. It is something that I don't think you will regret. Why waste time if you can throw money at the problem? But if that's not the case, all my YouTube videos include all my methodologies and everything that I know. So study my YouTube videos and you'll get to the same spot, just a little bit slower. But until next time, cheers.